Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel, Awaken Ascension. My name's Echo, and in this video, we'll be talking about the 7 Hermetic Principles and how you can use that for your everyday life. What up, Space Cadets? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Awakened Ascension, where we live in peace, love, unity, and respect. In this video, I'll be talking about the 7 Hermetic Principles and how you can use this tool along with the Fruit of Life and the Phi Ratio we talked about in the last video to help guide you through the energy flows of the universe. So be sure to grab your favorite pen, your journal, and some water because we're about to get knowledgeable up in this bitch. If you haven't noticed, I made my intro shorter and I added a snippet of my new song. Feel free to check out the full song on my SoundCloud. The link will be in the description below. I have decided I want to make a song for each video that I put out, so please let me know how you like it. I would love to hear your feedback. Gaining your insight would help me so much. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more spiritual and enlightening videos on your feed, feel free to like and subscribe to the channel as well as hit that post bell notification so you get notifications for every video that I post. Alright, now let's get into the video. With the 7 Hermetic Principles, we have the principle of mentalism, correspondence, vibration, polarity, rhythm, cause and effect, and gender. This knowledge stems from the Emerald Tablets from the Kybalion, which was created by Hermes. He was the reincarnation of Thoth and claimed to discover this wisdom through his spiritual journey, which can be read through and understood in the 7 Hermetic Principles. These tablets were considered a message from the gods. They were inscribed with the secrets of the universe, allowing the student to become the master in his realm. Now let's break it down. Number 1, the principle of mentalism. It's simple. All is mind, the universe is mental. Once you understand that your reality is created by your mind, that it is one and connected to everything, your whole life will change. Just think about it. All of our minds at once, thinking and creating our reality. Look at the world we have manifested from all of our generations. Are you proud of what we've done? It really puts things into perspective. Although, keep in mind, polarity will always exist in everything. But we will talk about that in a second. So if you remember in the last video, each circle from the Fruit of Life is an expansion of consciousness created by spirit. Consciousness is like a radio station our brains tune into. When we die, the world doesn't just end. It keeps going. And your spirit gets recycled back into consciousness and is reborn on a physical plane. Your brain isn't generating consciousness. It's tapping into consciousness, which is, remember, created by spirit. That is why all is mental, because our minds are receptors to consciousness. Your brain is like a TV or a radio station, tuning into a certain frequency. You attract what you are. You are in control of what level of consciousness you want to tap into. But you have to become aware that there are higher states of being in order to manifest your dreams. When we are born, we obtain a brain. This limits us to what we can and can't see. And it's like that for a reason. We will talk about that in another video. Your mind picks up signals and frequencies from consciousness. That's why meditation and spirit work is important. We must reconnect to our higher realms to understand what is happening in our personal lives here on Earth. Our reality consists of positive, negative, and neutral electrons, UVA and UVB rays of light, and the different arrays of sound frequencies. We cannot see everything that is in front of our eyes, and our brains filter out a lot of what's really there. That's why dogs and cats seem like they're always looking at something or listening to something. They're tuned into a station of consciousness, allowing them to experience their heightened senses. Eventually, you'll come to find out that time and space is an illusion created by the mind, that the past, present, and future can all be found within the present moment. And that's why the time is now. Our reality is just a giant sandwich, which is made up of multiple layers of dimensions and realms, while at the same time it is still one. When you let go of this limitation of time and space, you will realize you're closer to the stars and the people than you think. You will truly understand how all is one and connected, that it is all reflections of you. Number 2. Now let's talk about my favorite one, the principles of correspondence. We've all heard this one before. As above, so below. As below, so above. As within, so without. As without, so within. So basically what this means is that everything is a reflection of you. You are the stars. You are the people around you. Your environment is a reflection of what's going on inside your mind. The people you attract reflect a certain characteristic within yourself that is present during that time in your life. You are the universe experiencing itself, as well as everyone around you. You have reincarnated and lived multiple lives. Realize that you are your neighbor. You don't remember because you were downloaded into new hardware, basically so your memory was freshly wiped out. Time and space is an illusion, and everything that has happened has already happened. You have experienced life in so many ways. That's why you like certain things. They're connected to certain past lives. So my point is, when you see someone struggling, help them, because that's you. What you put out always comes back to you. That's why it's important to choose love over hate, to respect others and treat others with kindness. Because that's you, and that's what you deserve, and they deserve that too. They might not realize that yet, but maybe you showing them love will open their eyes to the fact that there are good people in this world, that they can spread love just like you did. There is hope for change, but you have to make that change first. Grasping this principle gives one the opportunity to solve any dark paradox. Understanding the principles of correspondence can allow you to understand the planes beyond our knowing. By knowing one side, you can understand the other. But understanding yourself allows you to understand the world outside of you. Because it is you, just in a different experience. I'll link one of my favorite videos about reincarnation made by Kurzgesagt. I don't know how to pronounce it, it'll be right here. It's really cute and well made. I'll definitely be talking about these realms in a later video. Number 3, the principle of vibration. Nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. Everyone is vibrating. They may appear to be still, but they're really not. Look at them through a microscope. You'll see the energy dancing right in front of your eyes. The body is moving so fast that it appears to be still. And if it wasn't moving, how would anything transform into something? This can be a great example of polarity, which we will get into in a moment. A lot of people know about the law of attraction, but before you can understand the law of attraction, you must understand the law of vibration. We live in an ocean of motion, a pool of frequencies of sound and color. Everything is an expression of the same thing, hence the seed/fruit of life. All is energy. It consists of tiny molecular atoms constantly vibrating positive, negative, and neutral vibrations. Your body is a molecular structure within this, and your atoms vibrate at a very high speed. So, with that being said, your brain does not think, but you think with your brain. You send signals through the body to indicate your movement. Therefore, your vibration is what dictates the things that come into your life. If you think negatively, you will attract negativity. If you think positively, you will attract positivity. This is just how it is. These are the laws of the universe. He who understands the principle of vibration has grasped the scepter of power. With that being said, align yourself to your dreams. Match your frequency to what you want in life. Anything is possible. Believe in yourself. Number 4, the principle of polarity. This is so important to understand. Everything is dual. Everything has poles. Everything has its pair of opposites. Like and unlike are the same. Opposites are identical in nature, just different in degree. Extremes meet. All truths are but half-truths. All paradoxes may be reconciled. So basically what this means is that all opposing opposites can restore friendly relations between them. Everything exists solely between the two polarities. Life cannot exist without having the other. It's the yin and the yang. There is bad and good and bad. There are two sides to one coin. And two sides to those two sides, and two sides to those two sides. And it just goes on infinitely. But regardless, it is in between these two polarities. You must understand the bad to appreciate and understand the good. Without it, you wouldn't know your own right from wrongs. Pain is the greatest teacher because without it, we wouldn't know what hurts. That's why when you experience the dark moments in life, you always end up becoming the light within all of that. You end up becoming light because you realize it's up to you to decide which side of the coin you want to focus on. It's all about where you put your awareness. If you focus on the bad, there will only be bad. If you focus on the good, there will only be good. But you have to understand the other side will always exist no matter where you put your awareness. A friend of mine known as Tripwhip here on YouTube stated in one of his YouTube videos, which I will have linked, he stated one of the most brilliant things from one of his DMT experiences. He said that there are two voices in your head, one positive and one negative. Both are voices from the future. Your destiny depends on what voice you choose to listen to. Make sure you're listening to the uplifting thoughts rather than your negative, intrusive thoughts. This makes a big difference. Both are always going to exist. What matters is how you perceive it. Your choice leads you to your destiny that was identified by you. If you're having trouble making the switch, practice breathing and being in the present moment. Meditation can be really helpful for those who have a cluttered mind. In another video, I will talk about how you can ease the mind in multiple different ways. Number 5, the principle of rhythm. Everything flows out and in. Everything has its tides. All things rise and fall. The pendulum swing manifests in everything. The measure of the swing to the right is the measure to the swing to the left. Rhythm compensates. So this ties into the principle of polarity perfectly. Rhythm manifests in a pendulum-like movement. There's always an action and a reaction, a rise and a fall, a high tide to a low tide. Between two poles, this manifests on the physical, mental, and spiritual planes. This polarity/pendulum-like movement exists in everything. In order to experience a certain degree of pleasure, you must have swung proportionally as far to the other pole to experience displeasure. Understanding this allows you to understand the flow of life and understand the discomfort you experience is solely happening to you so you can know what it's like to feel joy and happiness. This law manifests in the creation and destruction of worlds, the rise and fall of nations, in the life of all things, and finally in the mental states of humanity. That is why this principle is the most important. The Hermeticists have grasped this principle, finding its universal application, and have also discovered certain means to overcome its effects in themselves by the use of appropriate formulas and methods. They learned how to use it instead of getting used by it. The master of the Hermetics discovered how to polarize himself to the point where he desires to rest, and then neutralize the rhythmic swing of the pendulum which would tend to carry him to the other pole. Anyone who has attained any degree of self-mastery do this to a certain degree, more or less unconsciously, but the master does this consciously. Number 6. The principle of cause and effect. Every cause has its effect. Every effect has its cause. Everything happens according to law. Chance is but a name for law not recognized. There are many planes of causation, but nothing escapes the law. So basically, everything happens for a reason. There is always a push to a pull. One thing causes another thing to happen. The principle embodies the fact that there is a cause for every effect and an effect for every cause. Every choice you make has a consequence. For instance, if you have an issue, the best way to solve it is to go to the root and heal the main cause. Do not go and try to heal the symptoms. It will never go away until you fully heal the main reason that it happened in the first place. This can tie into your health perfectly. If you are sick, you find out what caused the sickness and remove that from your exposure. Or if you have any negative thoughts, find out what caused those thoughts to exist in the first place and replace those thoughts with new supportive thoughts to encourage positive thinking. Feel free to check out this video by Teal Swan on how to change your beliefs. She explains this concept perfectly. The link will be in the description. So coming back to the Hermeticists, they understood the art and methods of rising above the ordinary plane of cause and effect by mentally rising to a higher plane. They become causers instead of effectors. The Hermeticists understand there is always something pulling the string to make something else happen. This is the domino effect of life. That one choice can lead to many others with the same outcome, either successful or unsuccessful. Learn from your mistakes. Don't live and repeat. You're going to notice every one of these principles ties into the concept of yin and yang pretty well. And you can definitely use this to your advantage for your everyday life. Life is about choice. Make sure you make the right one. Your experiences will help you decide which route to take next. And last but not least, number 7, the principle of gender. Gender is in everything. Everything has its masculine and feminine principles. Gender manifests on all planes. So again, back into the yin and yang, but instead of positive and negative, it's masculine and feminine. These two energies manifest in everything. The masculine and feminine energy exists in all living things. You must understand this concept in order to find balance within the self. I feel like this is why a lot of people have been coming in touch with their opposite energies and being more open to accepting their infinite being. In my opinion, gender on the physical sense only exists for reproduction purposes. And if you're not trying to reproduce, genitalia is genitalia. Everyone can interact with whoever they want. Their relationship should be solely based on the soul and how their divine masculine and feminine energies interact with each other. With that being said, release any old views on what a relationship between two people should look like, and embrace the possibilities when you view people as their soul rather than their bodies. Love as much as you can, because everyone's a part of you. They are you. We are one. We are the universe infinitely reflecting and constantly attracting different soulmates as we evolve ourselves. We are all just the universe experiencing itself. You attract what you are. So remember to fully appreciate the present moment for what it is and choose love over hate. Be grateful and appreciate your blessings. Where we can see masculine and feminine energies, we can go all the way back to Metatron's cube. Here, the female energy is in the curvy circles, and the masculine energies are the lines that are connected from the centers of each circle. You could also look at male and females. Females are curvy, men are boxy. It's simply the balance in life. Well, there you have it, the 7 Hermetic principles. Use these principles for your everyday life and watch yourself become a master in your realm. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. In the next video, I will speak on how you can reconnect with your pineal gland and why it's important for your health. Thank you again for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you can be notified when my next video is up. If you have any questions or comments on Hermeticism, please feel free to state that in the comment section below. Make sure you share this video with all your friends and family. I would love to get this message as far out as possible. Thank you again for listening. Please enjoy this light show. And don't forget, peace, love, unity, and respect. Echo out.
I feel uncomfortable.